Over the past decade, the Earth's average temperature has been rising steadily. Year after year, we're experiencing warmer conditions across the globe. This trend isn't a coincidence, it's a direct result of human activities disrupting the natural balance of our planet. Climate change is real, and its effects are becoming more visible each day. In this video, we'll be talking about some of the main causes like fossil fuels and the greenhouse effects, as well as the serious consequences such as acidified oceans and rising sea levels.
Hi everyone, let's dive into another part, which is what causing this significant change. Firstly, burning fossil fuels. This includes coal, oil, and gas that used for electricity, transport, and industry. When we burn all these fossil fuels, they will release massive amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. This can lead to climate change. Secondly, deforestation. As you all know, that trees acting like the Earth's lungs. When we cut them down, the Earth's ability to absorb carbon dioxide will be reduced. Thirdly, agriculture. Practices like livestock farming and rice cultivation release greenhouse gases such as methane and nitrous oxide. Fourthly, industrial pollution. Factories release various greenhouse gases as a byproduct of their operations. And finally, waste. Landfills and our overconsumption habits lead to a more carbon dioxide and greenhouse emissions. Now, let's talk about the impacts of climate change. First, rising temperature mean more frequent and intense heat waves, impacting our health and harming agriculture. Melting ice leads to rising sea levels, threatening coastal communities with increasing floods. Extreme weather is the new norm. Stronger storms, devastating droughts, and severe floods are causing widespread destruction and displacement. Our planet is losing its vibrancy. Biodiversity is shrinking, with countless animals and plants facing extinction. Health issues are on the rise, from respiratory problems to heat stroke and the spread of new diseases. And critically, we face growing food and water shortage, directly impacting global security.
La salle, je vois que la réaction est positive, je n'entends pas d'objection. L'accord de Paris pour le climat est accepté.
To fight climate change on a global scale, two major efforts have been made. First, the Paris Agreement is a global commitment where countries agreed to limit global warming to below 2 degrees Celsius compared to the pre-industrial levels. This goal is crucial to avoid the worst impacts of climate change. Second, United Nations Sustainability Development Goal 13 or SDG 13 calls for urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. It encourages all countries to strengthen climate resilience and promote awareness. Together, these initiatives show that climate change is not just a scientific issue, it's a global responsibility. When we burn fossil fuels like coal, oil, or gas for energy, it releases carbon dioxide or CO2 into the atmosphere. So this extra CO2 disrupts the balance of gases in our air, which drives global warming by trapping more heat. As global temperature rise, ice caps and glaciers melt. On top of that, warmer water expands, a process called thermal expansion if you know. Both of these factors has caused sea levels to rise, which can flood coastal areas and displace millions of people.
The good news is there are many actions that we can take. First, embrace clean energy. This means supporting and using renewable sources like solar and wind power, which produce electricity without harmful emissions. Second, plant trees and protect nature. Trees are our natural carbon sinks. By planting more and protecting existing forests, we help the earth absorb more carbon dioxide. Third, recycle and reduce waste. A significant amount of waste ends up in landfills, producing methane. By recycling more and simply reducing what we consume, we lessen this impact. Fourth, consider eating more plant-based food. The productions of meat, especially from livestock, contribute significantly to greenhouse gas emissions. Shifting towards more plant-based diets can help reduce this footprint. Fifth, use public transport or cycle. Choosing these options over driving personal cars reduce vehicles emissions, especially those powered by fossil fuels. Sixth, save electricity and water. Simple actions at home like turning off lights, unplugging electronics, and conserving water reduce demand on energy grids and overall resource consumption. 7. Work together globally. Climate change is a borderless problem requiring international cooperation, shared knowledge, and collective action. And finally, buy less, reuse more. Moving away from disposable culture reduces the energy and resources needed to produce new goods and lessen the amount of waste generated.